Hey guys, it's me Sylvia back with another video, and today I'm going to be doing a prom makeup tutorial. And as you can see, I kind of went for more of like an edgy prom look. So I did a cranberry smoky eye. I've already seen so many soft glam prom tutorials, so there's a bunch of those. If you guys want to do something a little bit softer, you can look for something like that. That's already up on YouTube, but I wanted to do something a little bit more edgy and something more fun and less traditional. So I decided to go for this cranberry smoky eye with just a plain black bodycon dress with some fringe and of course a choker. So I feel like this look is really on trend and not just your usual traditional prom look. And I've already been to prom twice, so I've done that whole traditional soft glam look. And I really thought, you know, what would I do if I were to go to prom again? How would I want to look? And this is it. So if you guys want to see how to get this look right here, then just keep watching. So we're gonna start off with priming our lid, and since it is for prom, we really wanna make sure that it's staying on all night. I'm gonna go in with actually 2 primers. So first is Soft Ochre Paint Pot from MAC. With prom, we can't take any chances. We really want our lids to be primed and creaseless. So next I'm gonna go in with MAC's Prep and Prime 24 Hour. When I put them on top of one another, they literally work magic, and my lids are creaseless for the entire day. My shadow does not move. So now we're gonna go in with a transition shade. I'm using MAC's 224 brush, and I'm going in with Makeup Geek's Peach Smoothie. Now this can be really lathered all underneath the brow bone. You just want to make sure that it's evenly dispersed and really kind of blended out. This is gonna make it so much easier when you're working with the darker colors later on to really blend it out, and it's gonna kind of smoke out itself into this nice peach color. So I'm just going back and forth in long strokes, just really dispersing that color. Next, I'm taking MAC's 221 brush. This is a slender blending brush, which is really nice for kind of deep set, smaller eyes like myself. Soft brown eyeshadow from MAC. So this is gonna go right underneath Peach Smoothie, and we're just gonna darken up the crease a little bit. Since I have kind of small eyes and they're deep set eyes, I really wanna make sure that I'm leaving as much room on my lid as possible. So that's why I started so high up, close to my brow. We really wanna make use of all the space here. And to make it a little bit easier and more foolproof, I'm actually gonna stick a little piece of tape just right underneath where you'd put the liner. Oops. And that's gonna really help to catch any fallout and give us that straight line that we want and that we got on this side here. You can definitely do it without the tape. It just makes it a little bit faster and you don't have to be as careful. Now we're going into a really pigmented dark orangey shade, and this is from the Venus palette from Lime Crime, and I'm going in with the color Creation. And again, I'm using my 221 brush. And that's just going right where we put soft brown to give it some more depth and deepen up that color. And a quick little tip, I just noticed that my pencil brush, the one that I want to be using for this highlight, has got really dark brown on it. So that's gonna definitely ruin the light color highlight that we want. So because I don't have time to wash it right now, I'm just taking a little piece of tape and I'm just gonna dab that on there, and it's actually going to get rid of the excess shadow and make it so that we can actually use it with a lighter color. So now you can see there's barely any on there, not enough that it's going to come off just like it did over here. I'm pretty sure this was the Naked Pigment by MAC. So I'm gonna take my pencil brush and go in right in the inner corner and just really lightly get that in there. Now we're highlighting the brow bone. Again, with the Venus palette, I'm gonna go in with Muse and my 217 brush. And right underneath the crease is where we're gonna put this beautiful cranberry color, and just blend those out with the 224 brush again to make sure that we're still having a beautifully blended and diffused smoky look and there's no harsh lines. And this is called Cranberry from MAC, and this is just gonna go right in the center of the lid, right into Muse. Oh, and I'm using a 230 brush from MAC, and from here you can really decide if it's how you want it to look. If you don't want it to be too intense, you don't have to go back in with any more product, but I think I'm gonna add a little bit more of that Cranberry Muse color from the Venus palette to just intensify it and really make it a dramatic smoky red. Just because the dress I'm gonna be pairing this up with is just all black, so I wanted to do something kind of eye-catching for the eyes. Then of course, make sure your final step is to just really blend all of that out to make sure it effortlessly fades into your brow bone. I'm just gonna go in with some eyeliner. I'm using Liquid Last Liner by MAC. This is extremely waterproof, so if you cry on your prom night or, you know, just sweat a lot, your liner is still gonna be on fleek. And now I'm gonna take that off Now I'm gonna put on my lashes, and I'm using number 48 lashes from MAC. I chose these lashes because if you guys are actually looking for lashes for prom, these literally look good on any eye shape, and they're just glamorous enough to really take your eye look to the next level, but not with making it too crazy and like overpowering your makeup. And then I'm gonna go in with some mascara. Honestly, I usually do this before I put my lashes on, but I forgot this time. And I'm using Benefit's They're Real mascara. So I'm gonna start with priming my face. I'm gonna use the Professional Matte Rescue. This is amazing for oily skin. So I'm mostly just gonna put this in my T-zone where I do get really oily. But if your entire face is oily, put it everywhere. And then I'm going in with the Professional, again, Pore Minimizer Primer. So this primer just helps to smooth out the skin. And it really does help to diffuse any fine lines or any pores. I'm gonna go in with MAC Studio Fix Fluid Foundation in NW20. And this is a medium to full coverage foundation, which is really nice for prom, I think, to give you that flawless skin look in pictures. And I'm using a 170 brush to go in with that from MAC. This brush is amazing at doing a really fast application and a full coverage application, which is my favorite. And a full coverage foundation really lets you pack it on over any problem areas. So if you're breaking out like me on my cheek here, I'm just gonna put a little bit more of that foundation on there. And that's gonna really help to cover it up. And of course, blend down into your neck. So in the natural light, when you're taking pictures of yourself, you don't look like you have a mask on. So from brows, I'm gonna use ABH's Dipbrow pomade in medium brown. And I'm gonna use MAC's 208 brush. It's just a really small angled brush. So one brow's done, look at the difference. Now before I put concealer on, I'm gonna color correct with Bobbi Brown's Color Corrector in Light Peach, right on the inner bottom corner there, where it's the darkest. And this just helps to really make sure that underneath your eye is staying really nice and bright all night without any shadows or any of your dark circles kind of peeking through. Now I'm gonna go in with MAC's Prolongwear Concealer in NC20. I'm just gonna put this in all the places that I usually highlight. Now I'm gonna blend that out with the damp beauty blender. And then after I put my concealer on, I really like to kind of go over it with the Studio Fix Powder Foundation. I use NC20, the same color as my concealer. And I'm gonna use a 133 brush from MAC. And this just helps to diffuse any fine lines and to set the concealer. And gives you more of like a flawless finish. And I find it also gets rid of like, you see how you can see my bags here? If you're putting a lot of powder underneath, it kind of gets rid of that look, I think. So now I'm gonna use Park Ave Princess to highlight and contour. I'm using a 109 brush from MAC to go in with the bronzer. So underneath your cheekbones. Then I'm going back in with my 138 brush, and I'm gonna use the little highlighting part here. And I'm going with that right underneath the eye. And this is just a really bright kind of white powder, and it has a little bit of shimmer in it. So I'm just keeping that really close to my lash line because we don't want to bring that out too far. Otherwise, you're gonna look really ghostly. If you just keep it right underneath your eye, it does a really good job of just brightening up the eye and making it look super highlighted for pictures. And for blush, I'm gonna use MAC's Margin. This is just a really nice kind of bronzy pink. It barely has any colors, so I really like this when I do a dramatic eye because it doesn't take away from the eye look. And again, I'm using my 109 brush. Now I'm just gonna set the face and intensify the contour by using Laura Mercier's translucent setting powder. And I'm going in with MAC's 138 big tapered brush. I'm going to cut the contour a little bit. So because this is a tapered pointed end to it, this is gonna really help us to create that cut line. And then we're going to brush it all off. And then I'm kind of taking this all over my face now to make sure that we set all over the face with powder and our foundation is not gonna move or get blotchy or anything like that. And of course we can't forget the highlight, so I'm gonna be using MAC's Oh Darling with a 184 fan brush from MAC as well. And to really make that more dramatic, I'm gonna spray my brush with Fix Plus. I'm gonna put this on my Cupid's bow to give the illusion of a bigger, powderier top lip. So lathering yourself in this Fix Plus is really what is going to make all that powder that we used. I used like 4 different types of powders underneath my eye alone. So this Fix Plus is really just gonna melt that all together and not make it look like that powdery look that's like cake facey, but it's going to kind of smooth it all out and actually make it look skin-like and look more natural, I guess. So I always spray myself with this after I do a full coverage, powder, everything type of look. So now the face is completely done and we have our concealer and everything, so we can go back in with the eyes and finish the under eye. For the under eye, I'm gonna begin with my waterline. I'm gonna be using MAC Plank Technical Liners. So now I'm using my pencil brush from MAC and I'm taking Muse. So just take that right underneath your lower lash line, connect the cat eye to it. So now we're completely done with our Cranberry smoky eye. And I'm gonna use MAC's Whirl Lip Pencil all over my lips. This is the final look, you guys. I hope you like it. I'm gonna go put on my dress and give you a full overview of what this looks like with the pretty black dress. And yeah, talk to you soon. So that's the end of the tutorial, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, hit that thumbs up button on this video down below. And if you recreate this for your own prom or maybe some other event, please tag me in your pictures. I love to see it. Twitter would probably be the best place for that because I can really see all the stuff that you guys send me on there. So my Twitter is @SylviaGani. And be sure to follow me on all my other social media. My Instagram is @SylviaXO with 2 Y's. And my Snapchat is @SylviaGani. And that's all for now. I hope you guys have a good prom, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!
This is a Ryan Mitchell production.